War in the mystical world of Lyra, war was rampaging. The Valkyries and goblins were at it again. Millions of years ago, goblins attacked and murdered more than 300 Valkyries. After the war, the fierce Queen Hitler created a peace treaty. Her kind were tired of fighting and signed the treaty along with many other intelligent species. But now the goblins had broken the treaty for no reason at all and started a war. Harlow's mother covered her daughter's mouth. They were huddled in a small, moldy bunker. The crusty brown walls were peeling, the concrete floor felt like ice, and foul odors kept filling Harlow's nose. It took all her willpower not to throw up. Screaming could be heard from the outside, and the swords banging against each other sounded like forks scraping on a plate. "I fanna eat," Harlow said, her voice muffled. "No," Harlow's mother whispered. "I will. And you'll go down this ladder and won't come out until I get you." She opened a very well-hidden trap door and picked Harlow up. "I love you, my little Valkyrie." Harlow slowly climbed down the ladder, focusing on the peeling paint. Almost there, almost there, almost there, she thought. But to be honest, she didn't know if she was even halfway down. All she saw was darkness. Pitch black darkness. When Harlow reached the bottom, she expected to see a moldy, grimy, disgusting room. But instead, oh my stars, Harlow covered her mouth. The room was bright and sunny, and had everything Harlow would need. A small glass table was in the middle of the room, and on it were small pieces of parchment. On one side of the room was a cupboard filled with Valkyrie delicacies and drinks. On the other side of the room was a single bed tucked into the corner. Harlow sat down at the table and grabbed her pen. Day 1, I'm Harlow, a Valkyrie. My species are fierce female warriors, which is good because the goblins started a war again. My mum made me come to this bunker under the bunker above me. It isn't all that bad. The room has furniture and all, but I just want some company. A dragon would be nice. Day 10. I've been pretending to fight goblins with my sword in case they come, and I'm pretty good at it, but I accidentally sliced open a bottle of water, and it went everywhere. All I can think about is my mum. Is she okay? Is she even alive? Day 60. Ugh. The hatch just opened. What's happening? 5 minutes later. A dragon. I almost sliced a baby dragon in half. My wish came true. Someone must have put it in the bunker, and it lifted the hatch. Yay! He's so adorable. Day 100. Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me. I'm 13. And the war is still going. But I'm 13. Valor and I had a very yummy lunch today. I named my dragon Valor. We had river berries, nutty sandwiches, and water. Day 200. It has taken me 100 days to realize I am eligible to fight. 100 days. The war could be over by now. But it's not. Valkyrie and goblin wars go on forever. But I'm eligible to fight. I'm free. Harlow climbed the crusty ladder for the first time in 200 days. Valor's shimmering blue wings flapped and flailed beside her. That's it, buddy. Up, up. Harlow motioned upwards and lost her grip. Instead of falling, she flung herself forward and grabbed back onto the ladder. That was close, Harlow breathed. She grinned when she realized she was at the top. Harlow pushed open the hatch and gasped. The air smelt like burnt leaves and thick oil, and all you could see for miles was heavy black smoke. Shattered swords lay on the ground as well as goblin clubs that were splintered and split. Bloody bodies lay on the floor, faces as pale as sheets. Roofs of houses were crushed and windows were smashed to pieces. Harlow saw someone moving across the debris and crouched down, hoping her dark clothes would blend in with the smoke. Valor closed his eyes and turned transparent. But the person must have noticed some movement in the rubble, because she started walking in the direction of Valor and Harlow. The person came into view, and it looked to be a woman, so Harlow slowly stood up and grabbed her sword just in case. "Who are you?" she asked cautiously. The woman came closer. "Harlow?" she asked. The voice sounded very familiar, but goblins could mimic voices. I said, "Who are you?" Harlow raised her sword higher. Harlow. It's me. Mother. Harlow and her mum collided into a giant embrace. Harlow shook as she clung to her mother tightly. When the pair finally let go of each other, Harlow's mother crossed her arms. "Why in the world of Lyra are you out of the bunker?" she asked. "I'm 13, Mother. I'm eligible to fight." Harlow grinned. "That doesn't give you permission to leave," her mum said. "I know, but I want dash." Harlow saw multiple shadows move around her and drew her silver sword. "We've got company," she said darkly. Towering goblins surrounded Harlow and her mother, growling like dogs. Harlow took time to examine one. She had never seen a goblin before. The males had musty green skin covered in strange brown dots, and their eyes were as black as the night. The females were pale green and were covered in the same dots as the males. But their eyes were the color of hazelnuts. Valor cowered backwards. "Stand down, Valkyries!" a male shouted. "You're surrounded." Harlow looked at her mother in panic. "What do we do?" she asked in a voice that was no more than a whisper. "Nothing," a female replied. Apparently goblins had impeccable hearing. Harlow's mother lunged forward with her sword, screaming loudly. The female goblin stood in her spot, looking bored as she sliced Harlow's mother's arm. "Mother!" Harlow yelled. "You monster!" Harlow sobbed, clutching her wounded mum. "Thank you," the female goblin said, sharpening her sword. Rage bubbled up in Harlow's stomach, boiling hot rage that she had kept down for too long. It felt like bright red fire igniting in her chest. Harlow gathered all the angry thoughts she could muster and drew her sword. Sprinting forward, she let all that rage go and sliced the goblins. After she sliced everyone but the female. Harlow kept the best till last. The female growled as Harlow circled her. "I could take you down with a hit of this club," the goblin said, picking up a club from the ground. "And I could take you down with a slice of this sword," Harlow said icily. The hatred between the two was obvious. They glared at each other with such intensity, and the way the pair hissed at each other was kind of weird. Harlow lunged and sliced the goblin's hand off. She screamed like a raptor, high-pitched and really loud. The goblin ran forward and headbutted Harlow. But Harlow's sword was pointed forwards, so it went through the female's chest. Easy as pie. Harlow blew the tip of her sword like a gun. Harlow ran towards her mother and collapsed onto her knees. "Mother? Mum? Please be alive. Please. Wake up, please." Harlow cried and clutched onto her mother, not caring about all of the blood. Suddenly, the large wound started to seal itself. Harlow recoiled and gasped as her mother slowly sat up, groaning. "Mom." Harlow hugged her mother tightly and her mom winced. "Too tight, honey," Harlow's mother said, hugging Harlow back. "Go back to the bunker," she said. Harlow shook her head. "No, I want to fight." Harlow replied. "All right. I'll let you because you will be the one to end this war."